Okay, so you want to perform prime time. What entertainer doesn't want to perform prime time? So the question is, what is prime time? Is prime time that time of day from 6 p.m. on? Well, that's what network TV wants you to believe. Or is prime time the time of day that you are performing? Doesn't matter an actual time of day. It is your time slot that you are performing. Are you prepared to do your best for the people that come to see you? Now, that's kind of a thing you got to think about. It's a mental state in a way to be ready to perform for whoever's there. It might be your family and friends and a few strangers from your community. You might not know anybody, but it is your job as an entertainer to make the most of your time slot, and that's prime time. And now, as a coordinator, it is my job to know exactly what you're doing, not necessarily the songs, but the style. And if you do a style of music that is more appropriate for the older crowd, and I book you at 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the older crowd is there, isn't that prime time? I think it's prime time, because the people that are going to enjoy your entertainment the most, they're already there. They won't be there later on. Later on, you might have not very many people in the crowd, but at that time of day, that's your prime time spot. The people there are your prime time audience, and you are performing a prime time performance. It really is a state of mind. You got to think about that. A few years ago, I had an experience with a person that I had booked, and he does the older style of music, and he does a great job with it. And the people that listened to him the 1 year, they really enjoyed it. And knowing that he does the older music, I booked him for another one of those time slots, which is prime time for that kind of music. And he tried getting me, a month before the event, tried getting me to bump another artist so that he could have prime time. Because in his mind, prime time was 6 p.m. on. Now, as an entertainer, you never ask somebody to bump another entertainer. And in this case, that other entertainer was a Nashville recording artist. Why would I bump them? Now, if the person cancels, has to cancel for whatever reason, yeah, you have an open time slot and you can flip the schedule a little bit to maybe accommodate somebody. But he thought prime time was that later on. But in reality, prime time was in that afternoon when the older people were there that enjoy his music already. So it is a mindset, prime time. And as a coordinator, it's my job to put whatever style of music you do in a prime time spot, for that, demographically speaking, of course. So every time slot is prime time to a coordinator. And as an entertainer, prime time is your time.